Wow, this is awesome! I am so excited to be here, and I feel so lucky to share this day with you guys. So first, I want to admit that I have not always been pro-life. When I entered college, I considered myself pro-choice. I believed the cultural narrative that an abortion was necessary to help women, that it was only the removal of a clump of cells. So, what changed? During my freshman year, I saw multiple friends go on the March for Life trip to Washington, D.C. More than that, I saw how unafraid and joyful they were in sharing their pro-life convictions. And this was confusing to me, because it's so controversial. But it really made me stop and think that my opinions were uninformed and I needed to learn more about this human rights issue. My mind was permanently changed when I found myself watching videos of what happens during each type of abortion. I was horrified and I sobbed through all of it. In that moment, it finally clicked that this was truly wrong. I finally recognized that the unborn person and the mother were both unique human beings with dignity from their moment of conception. And because of this, they were both worthy and deserving of their life. But changing my mind on abortion was really hard to admit. I was so terrified that saying this out loud would open the floodgates for others to judge me. Wouldn't it just be easier for us to be silent on this, to be internally pro-life and nothing more? It's definitely not easy to have those conversations with your pro-choice family and friends. It's not easy to single yourself out among college peers, and it's not easy to learn the facts about abortion without feeling very demoralized. But why do I tell you all of this? Well, recently I watched the movie First Man, which is about NASA and Neil Armstrong and the efforts to get the first man on the moon. And there's a short quote from President John F. Kennedy that I want to share with you. He said, "We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one which we intend to win." Now, I want you to remove the moon from this, and this is exactly our mission today as pro-life people. Being a part of this movement requires sacrifice and humility and doing the hard things. Last year, during a club meeting for a medical-related organization, my peers and I were asked our views on first-term abortion. Sadly, but unsurprisingly, I stood up as the only dissident in the room, and then I had to defend my position alone. Now, it would have been easier for me to hide and lie about how I truly felt. But instead, I chose to sacrifice that small piece of my identity, that small piece of my reputation, and I humbled myself to what is true. We choose to stand for life at all stages, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. We sacrifice our time and treasure to support pregnant and parenting mothers and their children. There are currently over 100 pregnancy resource centers in Illinois doing this every single day. Their hard work is a shining example of doing the hard thing because it is the right thing. We are a part of this movement because it is difficult work that needs to be done to save lives and heal our culture. This is a sacrifice we must accept, a conversation we are unwilling to postpone, and a cultural battle we intend to win. Now I want to tell you one last thing. Those who first brought me into this movement were the ones who approached this challenge with joy. This is how our movement changes hearts and minds. We are marching today and moving forward with this joy to build a culture of life where all lives are valued and women are truly empowered. Thank you so much for being here.